What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who support the platform. Much love, much love. If you are here and you can hear me clearly, please drop y'all ones in the chat. Please drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Drop y'all ones in the chat. If y'all can hear me clearly, please drop y'all ones in the chat. Shout out to everyone that's coming through. Please drop y'all ones in the chat. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can hear me. Okay. I'm glad you guys can hear me. I'm glad you guys can hear me. Shout out to everyone in the building, man. Shout out to everyone in the building. And of course, we are back right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross. Of course, I appreciate all the love and the support. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Salute to everyone that's in the building. Shout out to everyone, man. Shout out to everyone. Salute to all the visionaries. Shout out to all my lovely lady mods in the building. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. I'm going to get to the chat and shout everyone out. But I need you guys to do what's free. Do what's free. Do what's free, y'all. Do what's free. Show y'all free support. Leave a like, leave a share. Share today's show on community tabs, your Facebook, your Instagrams, anywhere that you share content, your Twitter, your community tabs, anywhere that you share content. Please share today's show. Please share today's show. It's very much appreciated. Make sure you also hit that like button as well. Hit that like button as well. Let's see who's in the building. Let's see who's in the building. And then we going to get into today's show because we have to talk about this. We have to talk about this. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So let's see who's here. Let's see who's here. Shout out to my man Bob. Salute, Bob. Hey, Miss L'Oreal. Shout out to Miss L'Oreal in the building. I appreciate you always coming through and holding down the chat. Shout out to you, Miss L'Oreal. It's one of my lovely lady mods in the building. Peace to my brother Dale Diddy in the building. Salute my brother. Hey, Miss Angie. Shout out to Miss Angie B. She says salute and happy Thursday. It's one of my other lovely lady mods that always come through and hold it down for me. Thank you, Miss Angie. Shout out to you. There's the playlist of this week's show. If you miss any shows this week, all those shows will be on that playlist. So go ahead and click that link. Miss Angie dropped it in the chat. If you missed any shows, you can catch up right there. Thank you, Miss Angie. See who else is in the building. Shout out to my guy, Self University. Salute, bro. Salute to you. Shout out to my brother, L. Nixon. What up, L. Nixon? Salute, my brother. He says, salute, family. I'm about to drive. So peace and love to everybody. Salute, bro. Be safe out there. Hey, Ashley, how you doing? Shout out to Miss Ashley Benet. How you doing? Hey, Miss Camille, good to see you, love. Good to see you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Glad you're in the building. Good to see you. Stingray, what up, Stingray? Salute. How you doing, Miss Jasmine? What's going on with you? Shout out to Jasmine in the building. What up, so-called black man? Salute. Salute the so-called black man in the building. What up, Gorilla D? What's good? A paper man is a masculine externally, but not internally. We're gonna get into it, bro. We're gonna get into it. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. Salute to everyone that's in the chat. Shout out to everyone that's coming through. Shout out to everyone that's in the clouds. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share today's show. Hit that like button and share today's show. Salute, 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 salute. Man, y'all see today's show. Y'all see today's show. We are in a godless nation. This is a new series that we started on Tuesday. The Paper Man. Now, I don't know if y'all remember me mentioning the Paper Man. But I had mentioned the Paper Man before in a series, right? And I was like, I should do a show about the Paper Man. Should I? And I asked y'all, and y'all was like, yeah, do a show about the Paper Man. So today's show, the Paper Man. We are in a godless nation. What is the Paper Man? Why are we talking about this? DMW Shots. Salute, my brother. Hey, Cynical One, how you doing? Any excess trolling in the chat, just go ahead and get him an Uber. Any excess trolling in the chat, go ahead and get him an Uber. So, y'all see today's show. We're in a godless nation, the Paper Man. Now, a lot of us, we come online for relationship advice. A lot of people nowadays, whether y'all want to believe it or not, right? If y'all want to believe it or not, or if it's hard for y'all to believe, a lot of people literally use the internet specifically for dating. I want y'all to understand this. And y'all know how we do over here. We walk things down. So, y'all, whether y'all know this or not, a lot of people come on YouTube. A lot of people use Instagram, Twitter, Facebook for relationship purposes. Okay? Understand that the majority of the people that you interact and that you see on here all the time, a lot of them are looking for someone to be with, someone to have sex with, someone to maybe perhaps marry. You know, I've been around for a while. So I've saw a couple of marriages around here. You know? And shout out to them cuz hopefully they still married. But we've saw a couple of marriages around here. What's up, Eva? How you doing? Good afternoon to you. Ashley says, teach me. I'm here to learn. I'm not a part of the online dating scene. No doubt. What up, Bucket? Shout out to my guy, Bucket. Salute. What up, Cuzzo? Cuzzo in the building. Salute, salute, salute. So, right? Miss L'Oreal says, I believe so. Yep. Worldwide West TV. Salute. He says, yes, sir. Speaking facts, OG. Appreciate you. Right? So we have to understand that this internet social media culture is what has really transformed dating and relationships today. And the reason why I'm going through this is because I want y'all to understand how the paper man, or what the paper man is, what influences a guy to want to become a paper man. Just listen to all of the little slogans that are thrown out there. I'm about the bag. What do you put in the bag? Paper. You put paper in a bag. You have paper bags. I'm about the bag. Everything is paper. You see? And what influences, what the vehicle that is used to influence guys to become the paper man is social media. It's the internet. You see? When you see dudes doing the money telephone, holding the big stacks of money, showing it all around, pulling out Ziploc bags full of money. See, they allow this type of stuff to be put on Instagram and Facebook. They allow this stuff because that is the stuff that they're using to drive this mindset, to drive men in particular into this mindset. You see? They're driving you down that way. You see? And it has nothing to do with drug dealing, has nothing to do with being a Pookie or Ray Ray. See, a lot of y'all like to use those talking points as if those points really matter, and they don't. The same women that is marketed to Pookie and Ray Ray are the same women who are marketed to the high value man, or the man who considers himself high value. You are marketed to the same group of women. Why are you marketed to the same group of women? Because you are the same caliber of guy. See, I need y'all to understand this. Follow me. Shout out to everyone that's coming through. I need y'all to understand this now. You wonder why there's only these type of women in your quote unquote dating pool? It's because these algorithms are going to market the same type of women to you that they're marketing to Pookie. You see? Because the paper man in general is a Pookie. See, shout out to my man Cuda. Shout out to my man Cuda, because he been on fire lately. He been in his bag, man. Y'all done pissed my man Cuda off. Shout out to Cuda. But now he just coming out and saying it, that all of y'all are Pookies. The paper man is a Pookie. The guy who follows society's template on what makes you a man. Oh yeah, we going there. We going there. We going there. I'm not going to be too long, but we going there today. We have to talk about this. What you were taught to go after in life, who to become in life, what things to like, what cars to drive, that whole narrative about what a man is supposed to be and what a man is supposed to look like is what the paper man is. See, when we talking about the paper man, fellas, we talking about a man who's only a man on paper. See, a lot of you men are just men on paper. And see, a lot of y'all don't understand that. A lot of y'all don't want to accept that. That's why a lot of y'all come online and y'all are so attracted to relationship conversations. Because you trying to figure out who you are in the relationship. You trying to figure out how much leverage you have in the relationship and what gives you leverage. What's going to make a woman respect me? What's going to make a woman do this for me? What's going to make a woman think this about me? And you come online and you look for this guidelines. You look for this manual. You see? So now you're red pill. You're this pill. You're that pill. No. This is where you guys got it wrong. And the reason why y'all are coming online trying to figure shit out is because the world, what the world told you you were, you found out that they lied. You found out that the world lied to you. This is why I had to put today's show part of this series. Because see, brothers, it's time for us to stop depending on the world making us men or seeing us as men. Understand this. Understand this, because you got to understand who's at the helm of your systems. What spirit controls these worldly systems? So we're at a time in history where being a man is null and void. Understand this. So everything that they taught us on paper and told us we had to become on paper, we now understand that that shit is not real. And what a lot of these arguments are actually men who are disappointed in themselves because they've allowed themselves to become a shell of a man. That's what the paper man is. The paper man is not a real man. Oh, I got a degree. I did this. I worked here. I deputy. I made this amount. I went to this. I drive this. I wear this. I like this cologne. I got this degree. So that is what make you a man. That is what you think grants you respect. That is what you think makes you righteous. That is what you think makes you masculine. You see this? The paper man. Oh, I'm 6 feet. I got a six pack. I got at least 6 inches. I make 6 figures. I'm a man. I'm a man's man. Why wouldn't a woman want to be with me? Because you only a man on paper. You only a man on paper. That's why. Shout out to Corey Love. I was listening to a show earlier. Shout out to Corey Love in the House of Love. And he brought up something that I did a show about a while ago, speaking on a man's presence over his presence. See, the paper man is all about his presence, what he can buy you, what he can afford to buy you, the presents, gifts, presents, where he can take you, what car y'all gonna ride in, presents, where y'all could go eat, where y'all like to go hang, presents. You know, y'all go hang at the country club and, you know, presents. But when you around them, you never comfortable. When you around them, you never safe. You don't feel safe. You don't like the fact that he's undecisive. He don't know how to make a decision. You don't like the fact that he's not transparent with you. He's not honest with you. You see? Presence over presence. You're not showing up as a man. This is why you men are having problems. Y'all are not showing up as men. You are showing up as your degree. You are showing up as your paycheck. This is how you're showing up. That this woman owes you something, right? She owes you sex because you can afford to take her to a nice restaurant. So she needs to reward you because you went to school and got a degree and came out and got a job and made so much money that you could go buy her a $300 steak. So she should reward you with coochie because you went and bought her a $300 steak. This is the mindset of the paper man, a man who's not actually a man. Because see, a man who understands himself, he understands that the price that he pays for anything doesn't matter. You see? It's about how she values his time, how she values her time with you. Does she value her time with you? Or is her time with you a time where she can go out and just get free food and get a free ride in a Benz? See, you men, y'all come up here and y'all say, and I'm not going to sit here and say that women are not using dudes for that. They are. But a lot of you men put yourselves in that position because you're showing up. You're showing up as the guy who can offer a good time. Listen to what I said. You're showing up as the guy who just offers a good time. Pay attention. Remember, I tell y'all about lingo. See, it ain't tricking if you got it guy. That's the paper man. That's the paper man. That's the man who sees his value in things. He sees his value in things that he's bought. He doesn't see the value in himself. He doesn't understand that he is the present. You see? Presence. He's the present. See, when a woman respects and she sees that you have a presence that's very attractive to her, she understands that you're the present. So just by you being there, your presence is a present, is a gift. Every time she sees you, she light up. She light up like a goddamn Christmas tree because she values your presence. She values you. This is why there's a lot of six-figure, seven-figure men on the internet complaining about getting a date and getting a woman who respects them. Let me let you brothers know something. Hoes, just like women, respect men. You see? See, hoes don't respect tricks. They respect men. They know who they can run game on and who they can't. They know who they can run game on and who they can't. You see? And let me tell you fellas something. And I've been told this by my girl. She loves my presence. You see? And I'm not tooting my own horn, fellas. I want y'all to learn something. Your presence, right, is where the value is. Not your car, not the money, not any of that. It's you. It's showing up. So it don't matter if you showing up in a Benz or if you showing up on a goddamn skateboard. She don't care. She don't care. Because what she want is you. She don't want a paper man. See, a paper man doesn't see any value in him. So he doesn't even know how to offer himself to a woman. He doesn't know how to be there. He doesn't know how to show up as himself. Because see, let me let you guys know something too. A lot of these women know that y'all superficial. They know that y'all leading with y'all wallets. They know y'all are leading with y'all accomplishments. Y'all are walking around wearing shit like a badge, and you want to be respected as some authoritative figure because you want to walk around and wear your degrees like medals, like you a police officer, like you a sheriff. You want to walk around and wear all your accomplishments on your chest and think you run something. But then as soon as she say something you disagree with, your goddamn heart broken. You ready to start an argument. You ready to break up. You ready to go find somebody else. See, because that's where you think your manhood lies, because that's what the TV told you. The TV told you that. The TV told you you a good, hardworking man if you got a Benz. And that women should bow to you because when they see that Benz, they know that you worked hard. See the lies that they tell you? And then you walking around here flimsy like a piece of paper. You're letting women run all through you like a flimsy piece of paper. like a flimsy piece of paper. You are living up to the expectations of a dying nation, of a godless nation. You are trying to prove, right, to people who don't care about you who you are. This is the problem with men today. We're off our square. We're not focused on the right things. We're not. See, a lot of y'all went and got an education because you thought if you went and got higher education, that was going to lead to you getting some money, which will lead to you getting a woman. That's not why you go to school. That's not why you go get educated, brother. That's not why you do this. You don't do this for a wife. You don't do this for a girlfriend. But that's what a lot of us was taught. When that's not why you should be an intellectual. That's not why. That is supposed to be for the betterment of your people and for society. That is for you to go out in the world and help things be better. It wasn't for you to get a girl. It wasn't for you to start a family. That's not what that's about. That stuff is for you to contribute to society. That's what that stuff is about. What up, Pastor? That's what this stuff is about. Eva says, DS1, some men rather be a paper man than learn to communicate healthy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because see, with the paper man, Eva, with the paper man feels he shouldn't have to open up because you opened up that new Chanel bag. So why he need to open up his feelings when you opening up Chanel bags and Range Rover doors? Huh, Miss Eva? He got you opening up Celine bags and Benz doors. What you need him to open his feelings up for? Why he need to talk more? Why he need to communicate more? Why? When he providing this lifestyle for you? Why he need to sit down and talk? Why? Why y'all need to have movie night? Why? When he could just go rent out the movies and you and all your homegirls could go watch the movie that you want to watch with him. You see, that's the paper man. That's the paper man. Why should he go on vacation and spend quality time with you when he could pay for you and your girls to go? And you could go get your groove on. It's a groove thing. You know, I know y'all like groove theory. It's a groove thing. Huh? What's the problem, Eva? What's the problem, Eva? Why? Why you want him to communicate healthy? He's not communicating healthy enough. When he giving you that $1,000 allowance, that ain't enough. That's not healthy communication. Huh? That's not healthy communication. That's not healthy communication, huh? You don't have to pay for nothing. Your life is paid for. What do you need to open up about? When you open up you ain't even got to open up your purse. So why he need to open up his heart? Why he need to open up his heart to you? See, I'm just giving y'all an example of how the paper man thinks. See, when y'all women be going back and forth with these dudes, y'all don't even know what type of dudes y'all be arguing with. Y'all arguing with paper men. What's up, Cynical? How you doing? You see, y'all are arguing with paper men. What up, Ascended? Salute, Astral. How you doing, my brother? Y'all are arguing with paper men. Y'all are not arguing with men who are with you for real reasons. Because they don't consider themselves men for real reasons. You see? They don't even consider themselves men for real reasons. They call themselves grown-ass men for superficial reasons. You see? You see? This is why a lot of these guys, when life really hits them and they have to deal with things, something serious, right? You notice they crumble in the midst of adversity. There's a lot of men out here who just crumble. They just crumble. And they have the resources and everything to stand, but they crumble. They crumble. Why? Because they don't have this. It ain't in them. See, the paper man, everything is on him. Everything that makes the paper man a man, you can see it. It's on him. All his money is in his car, it's on his back, it's on his feet. His net worth, you can see it. You can see it. This is why you're hearing a lot of women after the whole high value man thing. Now you have women saying, well, making six figures ain't enough. Having the money ain't enough. You know why? Because a lot of you guys, once you start making six figures and your business is successful and all of that, you niggas fell back. You fell back. You want to lay around all the time. You think since the bills is just paid and everything is paid for, and you know, let's just lay back and y'all get comfortable. Y'all get comfortable. Because what these women are realizing about you six-figure guys, you know, you paper men, that y'all truly don't have no purpose in life outside of you making some goddamn money so you can get some coochie. That's what these women are realizing about y'all. That's why they're not dealing with y'all. That's why they're making y'all pay and they leaving y'all. Because these women realize after dealing with y'all that y'all don't truly have no purpose in life. After you went to school for 17 years and got your job and worked in corporate America, you know, and you got about $1.223 million, and you can maintain this six-figure lifestyle, them women get around y'all and they be bored as hell. Y'all get these women in y'all big ass houses and had them sitting around doing nothing. Y'all are not exciting. These women thought they was going to see life with y'all. They thought they was going to experience adventure, and they don't. They don't, because you're a paper man. You're a paper man. You do everything by the book, so you're not exciting. You don't take chances. You're not daring. See, when a woman know you brave and you a little daring, she know you're not scared. This is why these women are doing what they doing to y'all. And y'all think that they not supposed to do it. But you're giving them the access to. You have become the man that get ran over. You've become that. You've positioned yourself to be that guy. You're a paper man. That's why you're easily hurt. You're easily offended because you paper when you're supposed to be solid. You're supposed to be solid. Because let me tell you, brother, something. These women don't give a goddamn what it say on paper about you. Yeah, I said it. Let's go there. Let's go there. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. What's up, Perfectly Imperfect? She says no punk zone. What's up, Oz? How you doing? She says, let's go skydiving. What up, Owens Ray? Salute. Shout out to my brother Ebo, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate your support, man. You've been supporting every show lately. I appreciate you, my brother. He says, ladies, do you want a man that's qualified or certified? Do you even know the difference? That's a good question. But we should pose that to the men too, bro. Do men know the difference between being qualified and certified? That's a good question. That's a good goddamn question. But that could be a whole co-ed panel show right there, Ebo. Do you want a man that's qualified or certified? And fellas, which one are you? There go the topic right there for the show, Ebo. Shout out to my brother Ebo Sosa, man. Appreciate that super chat. Astru says a paper man, Floyd Mayweather. Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, let me go ahead and finish that statement. Women don't care what it say on paper about you. They don't care. Because if your presence is strong enough, she don't give a goddamn what that paper say. Why do you think a lot of women end up with dudes with felonies? Huh? Why you think a woman don't care if you got a felony on your record? Depending on what it is. Let me preface that. Let me not just go ahead and throw it out there like these women don't be caring about what's on a dude record, because they do. You know, because if you were Geppetto, you know, if that's on your record, you know, you got SA on your record, you got Grape on your record, they ain't rocking with you. But for the most part, women don't care about no goddamn felonies. Oh, you done robbed the bank? Oh, that was his past. He was struggling. I know where he from. I know that neighborhood. He did what he had to do. These women don't give a good goddamn. You ain't do nothing to no old ladies. You ain't do nothing to no children. You ain't harm no women. They don't give a good goddamn what you got a felony for. Or you was selling crack. Or you was a kingpin. Or you got caught with some guns. You think they care about that shit? Because they don't care what it say on the paper. Because they don't want a paper man. They don't want a paper man. They want a real man. They want a man that's going to show up as a man. Because let me go ahead and say this. Because let me go ahead and say this. Let me go ahead and say this, fellas. If you're in the building, hit the like button. Do what's free. Let me go ahead and say this too. And see, I know a lot of you guys, this might not sit well with you, right? Sankey, okay. What's up, Sankey? Okay. Sometimes people change. Yeah, they do. What up, Zuma? Shout out to my brother Zuma in the building. He said there's a difference from a felony tax fraud and a first degree. Right. Absolutely. 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 Let me let you brothers know something. Let you brothers know something. A woman will become quickly uninterested quicker if you don't show up as a man than if you broke. Let me say that again. To you papermen, to you dudes that's listening in the clouds, a woman will rather you show up as a man with no money than to show up not as a man with money. I'm telling, listen to me. Listen to me. And I'm a fat dude. But if you saw some of the women, if you see my girl now, y'all would be like, oh, for real? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. You know why? You know why this fat guy could get really pretty girls to submit to him and to rub his stomach? Because I'm not a paper man. I'm not a paper man. I am a man. See? See, you got to be a man on or off paper. See? See, that on the paper manhood shit is just a profile. That's just profile information. That's all it is. I went to this school. I was born this year. I'm this age. I'm this weight. I'm this complexion. I'm part of this fraternity. It's just a profile. It's not who you are. It's not who you are. If you want to make your resume who you are, how many jobs you got that you knew you wasn't fit for on paper? But you came in and you did so good in the goddamn interview, they gave you the job because you was the man for the job, not because you was the man on the goddamn paper. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand today. That's because you showed up as that dude. Not because they read the resume and said, oh, this sounds like a good guy. And then you show up as a piece of shit. You show up as a piece of shit. And that's how a lot of you men are showing up. That's why you keep complaining and want to have conversations about dating. Because you trying to figure out what you doing wrong. Well, I'm going to tell you, you a paper man. You a paper man. That's why. Because you a paper man. That's why. What up, Mr. D? Salute. That's why. You want to know why? Because you a paper man. You only a man on paper. When you show up, you flimsy. You show up flimsy. First of all, a lot of y'all show up on a goddamn date with no cologne on. A lot of you paper men. You want a goddamn date wearing Axe. What you doing, bro? What you doing? You on a goddamn date smelling like Old Spice and Mitchum deodorant. What are you doing? You showing up on a date with dirty nails. smelling like sawdust. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? And you think because you pulled up in something nice, y'all going to the hotel after. Bro, what's wrong with you, man? Look how you presented yourself. You presented yourself and represented yourself horribly. And then you want this woman to take her clothes off for you. See, the reason why I talk like this, brothers, because I want y'all to think about what y'all are hearing. I want y'all to think about this, put this stuff together. You showed up and represented yourself horribly. And then you want this woman to take her clothes off for you. Think about that. So because you are of low value, you want her to devalue herself. Think about this, brothers. You want her to come down to your level because you don't value you. See, you use your degree as respect and then wonder why you don't get none. You use your income as respect and then wonder why you never get none. You think you're only deserving of respect because you pay all the bills. And let's just say that that's true. What if something happens to you, right? And you can't pay all the bills no more. So for the past 20 years, you've been paying the bills and now you can't pay them no more. You're automatically telling the woman that she should disrespect you and you are deserving of disrespect. See, this is what I want you brothers to understand, the psychology behind what y'all are doing and how y'all are representing yourselves. See, if you a paper man, that means because things can change on paper. Things could change on paper. You know, things could get erased. There's things called whiteout. You know, things could get changed on paper. And when those things change for you on paper, right? Then her view of you changes and you wonder why. Because you're not the same guy that you were 20 years ago on paper. You know, papers expire. You know that? You know, papers expire. Contracts, you know, they expire. Did you know that? Did you know that, sir? Papers expire. Yeah. Did you know that? Shout out to Double C. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate that super chat. He says, I used to fall under the paper man category, and my father was one also. I had to train myself, surrounded myself around good people, and I learned. Shout out to my brother Double C. Salute, bro. Salute. Shout out to my brother Dale Diddy. Salute, fam. He says, men who are qualified meet the minimum requirements on paper. Men who are certified are tested, documented, and proven. Shout out to my brother Dale Diddy. Appreciate that breakdown, bro. Salute. And I totally agree. Totally agree. And let me just go ahead and say this before I get to Zuma. Shout out to my brother Zuma for the donation. But let me say this. A man's value could never be put on paper. I might need to make that a shirt. I might need to make that a t-shirt. A man's value could never be put on paper. Because they don't make infinity bills. A man's value can never be put on paper. So if you don't leave this stream with anything, fellas, if y'all don't leave this stream with nothing, leave with that. Leave with that. A man's value can't be put on paper. I said it's value. I didn't say price. I said it's value. When you walk in the goddamn store, you see a price. They don't tell you what that box of salt is valued at. They tell you the price, how much it costs. They don't tell you how valuable it is. They don't tell you that. Because then you might question the price if you find out it ain't worth nothing. This is psychology. A man's value can't be put on paper. See, they don't put your value on paper. They put your paycheck on there, what you work for, not your value. You think you value that $25 an hour? No, you're not. They pay you that. Your value was doubled and tripled, and they know that, but they don't pay you for value. Shout out to my brother Zuma Doom. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate that super chat. He says, pull up in a bin smelling like, yeah, quit, pour home. Shout out to my guy Zuma, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the super chats, man. Yeah, I should make that a t-shirt, right, Ebo? That just came to my mind. A man's value cannot be put on paper. Let me write that down before I forget. Let me write that down. Where my pen at? Let me write that down. I don't need to forget that. Here we go. Bro said I wear a 2 to 3X shirt. I need that shirt. I'm writing that down right now, bro. Salute to my comrade, the Book of Ronan in the building. Salute, salute. What up, OG? Shout out to OG in the building. Running game with lint in your pockets. What I said, a man's value can't be put on paper. Can't be put on paper, man. This is why they say the man make the money don't make the man. The man makes the money don't make the man. Because the amount of money in your pocket don't make you less or more of a man. That's why a man's value can't be put on paper. That's why a man's value can't be put on paper. Because guess what? I might can't buy you $100 dinner, right? But I might could do something that's worth way more than $100 dinner for you. You see? You see? And I know some of y'all women probably in the background like, what? What could you do? What could you do? None of your business. That's for my woman to worry about, not you. And see, let me tell you something else, fellas. Let me tell you something else. If you don't consider yourself a paper man, listen. Start letting these women know that they need to relax. Stop allowing them access to talk to you about certain things. And listen, if you ain't my woman, you can't ask me certain questions. You're too nosy. And if she get an attitude, so what? I'm not no paper man. You can't walk up and request or summons me. Get away from me. Who you think you are? Well, you could just come in and ask me anything. Fellas, we got to start carrying ourselves differently. Since you want some respect. Since that's what a lot of you guys be sitting around here complaining about. Y'all not getting respect, but you're not carrying yourself with respect. And sometimes you got to let these women know, hey, excuse me, I don't answer questions. Don't be questioning me. You're not my woman. There's certain questions I can answer, and there's certain questions I won't. Don't ask me about my money. Don't ask me about none of that. Are you trying to be my woman? If not, you don't need to know that, ma'am. You see? If I'm not trying to be your man, I don't need to know where you work. I don't need to know how much money you make an hour. I don't need to know these things. See, that's the problem with the paper man. He doesn't value himself. He doesn't value himself. So he allows all levels of disrespect, and he doesn't even see it. Letting women ask you certain questions is disrespectful. Allowing them certain levels of access that they haven't earned through trust. She shouldn't be able to ask you anything. Especially if it's personal. Y'all got to start carrying yourselves. Y'all got to tighten up, fellas. We got to tighten up out here. We got to tighten up out here. Stop being so free with just telling them stuff. Stop that shit, man. Because that's how they lose respect for you too. I ain't even asking that. He just told me how much money he made. Now I'ma use the nigga. I liked him till he just free with everything. I don't like that. And then she get to using you. Then she get to playing with you. Cause you done gave her that space to play. See, I cuts all that off. I cuts all that off. All of it. Don't play with me. You could say what you want about me. Don't play with me. I'm nothing to play with. Don't play with me. Don't even think you can play with me. And you could say whatever you want about me because I don't care. Your opinion means nothing to me. Your opinion means something to the paper man because he's trying to prove something to you. I'm not proving shit to you. I don't got to prove nothing to you because you got a coochie hanging in between your goddamn legs. I don't got to prove I'm a man to you so you can walk away and feel good about yourself. Oh, yeah, I just made a man. Get out my face. See, when you start valuing yourselves, fellas, you'll start carrying yourself differently. And you won't allow women certain levels of access to you who haven't earned it. She's not a certain woman in your life. She don't get to ask you certain shit. She don't get to ask you for money. I don't give a fuck if it's just gas. What makes you think you could come ask me for gas money? Who am I to you? You better go ask that nigga you just left the room with. Oh, I thought we was friends. I thought that nigga you just left the red roof in with, I thought y'all was friends. That nigga couldn't give you $40 for some gas? He couldn't fill your tank up? So he filled the back of your throat up, but he couldn't fill your tank up. Don't call me. I'm not a paper man. I'm not nothing to play with. I'm not a joke. You take that shit to that nigga. See, women don't like when you carry yourself like that, fellas, because they don't want you to value yourself. They don't want you to value the information that you actually give. So what they try to do is they like to make you feel like it's of no value. They want to make you think it's of no value, but they want to keep coming to you for it. That should show you that it's valuable. That's why you're supposed to value it. You're supposed to value yourself. Value your time. Why you got to be doing something that she deems is acceptable? If you just want to lay down and do whatever you want to do, that's your time. That ain't nobody else's time but yours. You see? What's up, Cynical? What you said, perfectly imperfect? They talk to everybody but Jesus. Miss Angie says, DS1, I had men show me their tax returns, pay stubs, and it was a complete turnoff. Sends the wrong type of message. I can't be bought, sir. Next. See? You see, fellas? You see what this, you see what being a paper man gets you? Next. She says she had men show her their tax returns, their pay stubs, and she didn't care nothing about that. She don't care what fraternity you part of when you still a goddamn lame. Oh, I'm in a fraternity. She don't like that. You know why? Because that shows her you a follower. That shows her that you a follower. You thought that was going to get you some brownie points. No, you're a gang member. You're just like the dudes who join gangs. What's the difference? Y'all got handshakes. Y'all got symbols. Y'all have geographical locations. Y'all wear certain colors. Y'all are gang members. Y'all are gang members. So she's supposed to date you, but not date the Crip. You see why I said the paper man is a pookie? I don't care how you represent being a paper man, you're still a pookie, nigga. See, on paper, you a capper. On paper, I'm a Crip. That's just an example. Because I don't want y'all going around YouTube. Oh, DS1 is a Crip. Right? But on paper, you a capper. On paper, I'm a Crip. What's the difference? What is the difference? What's the difference? You got your dance just like I got mine. You throw your shit up just like I throw up mine. You got homies just like I do. What you talking about? The paper man is the pookie. Because we're in a godless nation where they want to make all men this way. All of them. Yeah, I'm the new blue Eminem. Come on now. Come on, club. I got to talk to him, bro. I got to talk to him. The paper man is a pookie because he has no internal value. He doesn't know where his value truly is. He think his value is going out and banging. You know? He think his value is going out in them streets and banging and hustling. Slanging and banging. Just like you fraternities, slanging and banging all through college. Same thing. That's why we all meet up in the penitentiary. I bet y'all let that go over y'all head. I bet y'all just let that go over y'all head. Y'all ain't even catch that one. Y'all didn't even catch that one. I bet you didn't even catch that. Y'all don't see, because y'all don't really know what's going on in this world. We in a godless nation. This shit is bigger than Nino Brown. This shit is bigger than Nino Brown. Perfectly Imperfect said, I did. Come on now. This society, this nation is designed to make men godless. Godless. And when you become a man who live on paper, God can't live within you. How God gonna talk to you and the fraternity? Who you gonna listen to? Who you gonna pledge allegiance to? Huh? You gonna pledge allegiance to who? You gonna pledge allegiance to them Greek letters or the God? Huh? You gonna pledge allegiance to your alumni? Because they the reason why you live the life you live according to you. That nice house that you and your husband got. Yeah, your husband got that from his connections to the fraternity. Yeah. You know, you give your life to the goddamn fraternity. The fraternity is your life. What's on that paper is what gave you a life, is what gave you a life, what gave you a purpose. The fraternity gave you a purpose. That's why you had to get jumped in. They gave you a purpose. Just like the Crips gave us a purpose. Just like the Bloods gave us a purpose. Just like the GDs gave us a purpose. Just like selling crack cocaine gave us a purpose. The Kappas gave you one. The Deltas. The that's a sorority. The Omegas. The Sigmas. You know. The Alphas. Yeah. God didn't give you a purpose. You not here with your God-given purpose. You here with your fraternity-given purpose. What's on that paper? That's your purpose. The directives on that paper is your purpose. That's your purpose. To go and recruit for the fraternity. But you same niggas talk about how people be out in the street trying to recruit people to go inside the church. Y'all niggas be the same niggas laughing at the Muslim brothers who selling the final call and trying to get you to come to the mosque. Y'all will come online and talk shit about them, but then I see you niggas out in the street having car washes, doing the chicken dance, trying to get people to join your goddamn fraternity. A godless nation. You'll stand in the middle of the street with a goddamn chicken suit on Bah, 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 bah. But you won't get in the street with them brothers and sell final calls and actually wear a suit and look like a goddamn man and represent yourself is something to be proud of. But you proud of your fraternity. Bah, bah, bah. They be having y'all doing shit like that. Go dress up like a goddamn rooster. Stand in the middle of the goddamn street and dance. But y'all talk about the Jehovah's Witness. How dare you? When you pledge allegiance to a Greek fraternity, you pledge allegiance to demons. That's what them Greek fraternities are. That's what you could trace them back to. You can trace all them Greek fraternities back to homosexuality, all the shit that's going on in society today. You can bring them all back there. A bunch of house mooks, a bunch of mooks that was let in the house niggas who are mooks. That's what you niggas are. Papermen. Papermen. Y'all not real men. Y'all know y'all not. You know what you done let them boys do to you. You remember when you had to go through hazing? Paperman. You did all of that so somebody could write your name in a goddamn book to mention you. What about the book? You weren't about the book of the book of goddamn the what's the name of that crew? The what's the name of that fraternity? That's because I ain't meant to say it. But the book of the devil, because that's what y'all names is written in when y'all practicing in them fraternities and doing rituals. You see, you can't serve a fraternity and serve God. Me say that again so you niggas can listen, because I know you're in the clouds. You can't serve a fraternity and serve God. You can't serve two masters. You can't have a double purpose in life. So you gonna live for the fraternity and God. No, you can't, brother. Sorry, you can't. You can't do the will of the fraternity and do the will of God. You can't do that. And you know that your fraternity and the values and the principles of your fraternity go against God. You know that. You know this. You men know this. But y'all still sit up under this wicked, ungodly shit and then wonder how you end up with an ungodly wife. A lot of y'all marry sorority chicks knowing they ain't shit. You fraternity men, y'all gonna marry them sorority women and know they ain't shit. You go marry them and you know they horrible women. You know that. Because you a fraternity dude. You know them sorority girls get ran through. You know that. Choo-choo. Choo-choo trains. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. But y'all look good on paper together. Y'all look good on paper together. She only with you because you look good on paper. That's why y'all always arguing over paper. Bet you ain't catch that one. Bet you ain't catch that one. That's why y'all always arguing over paper. Paper man and paper woman. Paper man and paper woman. That's why you can't share no account. She can't share shit. She gotta have her. I don't like sharing. Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't. You're greedy. Paper man and paper woman. Ebo says, I'm married in AKA. She's been active forever. Exactly. Because she know that shit is wicked. She know that shit wicked, Ebo. She know that. She know that. Shout out to Dion in the building. Salute, my brother. The Don Dada. What up, the Don Dada? What's good? The Don Dada. The Don Dada. Shout out to my brother Ebo for doubling up. He says, careful, brothers. If I had a truckload of gold needing safe transport, I'd rather have a qualified driver rather than a guy who's only certified with zero road experience. Good point, Ebo. Shout out to my brother Ebo for doubling up. I appreciate that, bro. Shout out to Zuma for doubling up. He says, a paper is just a contract. You pledge allegiance to what you believe will give you life, aka belief that man's doctrine will determine your purpose. Absolutely, my brother. Absolutely. And I'm glad you emphasize belief, because you know a lot of people think, oh, belief ain't real. You know, I don't live on belief. But you sign a goddamn contract believing that the other person gonna uphold it, because you don't know. You only gotta believe. So shout out to my brother Zuma, man, because you understand exactly where I'm coming from. Too much of us men believe more in the world and what the world has to offer than their belief in themselves and their relationship with God. They believe that they got all that they have because they ran out in the world and done something. That's what too much men believe. You're a paper man. That's why y'all suffering. That's why a lot of these paper men are suffering, and they come online to vent. I said this years ago. Why do you think I created Heal Before You Build years ago? Because I saw men hurt. And men were hurt because they were lied to by the world. They were told, I go to school for 12 years. I become a doctor. I will get a wife. I'm deserving of a wife. That's what this tells males. See, you don't notice if you're not a male. If you're a female, you don't know what the world tells little boys. You don't know what these TV shows tell us. That's what it tells us, to become the paper man, and I will receive a happy life in return. If I do everything they tell me to do on this goddamn paper, I will have a happy wife, a happy life, a picket fence, 2-car garage. I will have the American dream. That's what that shit tells the little boy. That's what it tells us. And we go out in our life and we pursue that. And we pursue that. Because in return, we get a wife. In return, we get children. In return, we get respect. That's what they told us until we found out they lied. Why? Because the devil is a liar, nigga. The devil's a liar, nigga. Who you think lied? Who you think created all of this shit? The master of confusion and chaos, the devil. He lied to us. And that's what a lot of men are afraid to admit, that you believe the lie. You followed all of that shit just to find out you a pookie. You ain't no different from that nigga who didn't graduate high school because you trying to sleep with the same women he done slept with. You chasing his experience. He ain't chasing yours. See, you just took a different route, but y'all got to the same goddamn destination. See that? Stop talking that Pookie talk. You a Pookie too. Because you want Pookisha. You want Pookita. You want Pookisha. So you a Pookie, nigga. You want Pookie leftovers. You want to experience what Pookie experienced for free. You want to pay for it. So guess what that means? You a Pookie too, nigga. You's a Pookie too. You see why they end up not respecting none of us? You see why they end up not respecting none of us? And then we create a manosphere. Because men need respect. And in the manosphere, we had all types of men. We all was Pookies. Niggas who didn't respect themselves, because that's what a Pookie is. Niggas who don't respect and revere themselves and carry themselves in a certain way. That's what a Pookie is. A Pookie ain't got nothing to do with a goddamn woman. I keep telling y'all, and I've been telling y'all this shit for years. 5+ years I've been telling y'all. Your identity has nothing to do with a woman. A woman is going to be attracted to who you are, who she already see you to currently be. So stop attaching it to her. Ain't got nothing to do with her. What up, UFO? Salute. Absolutely. Absolutely. Perfectly imperfect. Absolutely. Club says, thank you for saying that's what the paper man / self-hating males never want to admit. Facts, bro. Facts. Because listen, club, and you know this, bro. The last thing a man want to do is admit that he's been his own worst enemy the whole time. That hurts our pride as men. We rather say sorry to somebody else than to forgive our goddamn selves. Ain't that deep? Ain't that shit deep, man? That's why I say we gotta heal before we build, brothers. Because men, our egos and prides be so big. I'm one of them. I know. See, I don't sit here and act like I'm just this super humble guy. Because I have pride issues. I know how I feel to be struck when you know you gotta apologize and you wrong. And you got that feeling of conviction. But something telling you to say, man, fuck that. I know about that. Pride. So it's even harder for us to look ourselves in the face and say, man, you dumb. You know how dumb you are? You know how dumb you look? We rather hear it from somebody else than to say it to ourselves. That's how deep the pride goes and the ego goes with men. You see? That's how deep it is. See, women don't understand that. They get the results of it, but they don't understand how that shit make us feel. That's why we got to take shit like that up with God, men. Our egos and our pride. God humbles us. The word of God is what humbles us. Not no woman. A woman knows she can't humble you. The word humbles a man. When the word convicts you, when you start reading and you read some shit that speak directly into what you dealing with. And that shit call you out. It call you out. That's how you feel convicted, because the truth will call a man out. You see that? The paper man will ignore the truth. The paper man will ignore the truth. The paper man doesn't even hear God's voice. He doesn't even get those thoughts that come to his mind. See that? He doesn't hear that voice that say, not now. Wrong place. Shut up. Keep your mouth shut. If you say anything else, you're going to go to jail in this place. See, the paper man don't hear that. And if they do, they ignore it. See that? You see that? See that? The godless man lacks situational awareness. The paper man lacks situational awareness. This is why he don't know what type of woman he on a date with. Because he think he awarded a pretty woman because he got some money to pay to go to Mr. Child's. And you don't even know, nigga, you the food. You don't even know you the food. Not only are you the fool, you are the food. So she's going to enjoy her food and enjoy humiliating you. Because you take pride in not having no pride for yourself. See, ain't nothing wrong with having pride. It's a problem with being prideful. See, it's a problem being prideful. It's not a problem with having pride. The problem is not having an ego. The problem is being egotistical. See, when you can't get in control of your ego, when you can't move away from foolish pride, because pride comes before the fall. Pride comes before the fall. Right, Juanita? Pride comes before the fall. Pride comes before the fall. We see that going on right now in the music industry. Pride. Pride comes before the fall. OG says we born with evil hearts, and that's a fact. That's a fact. And we have to cleanse both, OG. We got to cleanse both. We got to make sure both of those are clean as men. As men. Got to make sure both of those are clean. What up, Akuma? Akuma says that price before the fall statement doesn't apply to everyone. Some of us can really stand on our pride. Because real pride doesn't come with a price. Right. That's why I said the problem is being prideful, not having pride. Having pride isn't the issue, Akuma. Being prideful is the problem. Not having an ego is a problem because everyone has an ego. Being egotistical is the problem. That's the problem. Perfectly Imperfect says, mess around and get stuck with a Jada Pinkett. Yup. End up like Will Smith. You end up like Will Smith. That's a fact. Or how about you get stuck with a Beyonce nose? How about her, Perfectly Imperfect? How about you get caught? How about you get stuck with a Beyonce nose or a Megan Thee Stallion? Hmm. Hmm. Folks are all about to come up and get back. Yep. And get backs. Yep. It's a good point. Akuma says, right. I just got here. I like the distinction. Absolutely, bro. What's up, Bradley? Bradley says, how did we fall so far from grace? Might have to ask your pastor, Bradley. I'm not your pastor, my brother. Thanks for tuning in. I'm not your pastor, bro. Might have to ask your pastor so he can direct you to some scripture. Zuma says, end up with a level 99 demon. Yup. Beyonce knows. Beyonce knows. Yup. Wrestling with witches. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The paper man. The paper man. The paper man. The man who was made of paper. All you gotta do is throw some water on him. Paper can't stand up against no pressure. Diddy ran and left his goddamn sons in the house to get arrested. That's a paper man. Because he didn't want to stand the embarrassment of them walking him out his house in handcuffs. Paper man. Look how flimsy he is. He didn't want to take what he's supposed to take. It's a paper man. Why you think these dudes go sit in these goddamn interrogation rooms and put their name on the paper? Sign their name in on the paper and be a rat. Paper man, you a rat. 1090 Jake, paper man, rat. Paperman. That's why you got to go sign on that paper when you want to be a confidential informant. When you want to sign in the PC because you a rat. A paper man, a man of no honor. You see that? You see that? You a man on papers. Yeah. You informant. You informant. Paper man. Paper man. The police don't even respect snitches because you signed your name on a paper. They don't even respect paper men. They don't even respect paper men. They don't respect the men who put their names on a paper. They don't even respect y'all. The police don't respect paper men. Women don't respect the paper men. Y'all goddamn dogs used to chase the paper boy down the street. Your goddamn dog. Lassie don't even like the paper man. That's why he used to chase him when he used to come throw the papers off his bike. He used to chase him down the damn street. Nobody likes the paper man. Nobody. 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 Nobody likes the paper man. No, the rat. A rat is a paper man, perfectly imperfect. Because in order to be a rat, you got to sign your name on a paper. Yeah. You got to sign your name on a paper. You a paper man. Yeah. You a rat. You're a rat. Paper man. See this? See, we could take this paper man stuff and go anywhere with it. We could go anywhere with it. We could go anywhere with it. We could go to the athletic realm. We could go to the streets. We could go to corporate America. We could go anywhere with this concept. Because this is how this nation has designed what it is to be a man in all facets of life. It's about what's on paper. It's not about who you are. It's about what's on paper. See? See? But see, in the legal system, it's not just what's about on paper. See, but that's what they made us believe. But remember, when somebody gets convicted, it's not just what they did on paper. It's based on what? Their character. It's how you have character witnesses, where people could come in and testify for you or against you. And what are they actually trying to tell the prosecutor? What are they trying to prove? The type of man that you are, not what they saying you done. AKA, he's not the man that's on the paper. He's not a murderer. He's not a bank robber. He actually went to college and got a degree, sir. I know Mr. Such and Such for being an upstanding man in the community. Do you know this man is a such and such at his church? He gives away free food. He helps the homeless. He volunteers here. He volunteers there. None of that shit is on the paper. See, what's on the paper in the courtroom is you a murderer. You see? See, that's what's on the paper. You a murderer. But you can actually have character witnesses that will what? That'll come and speak on your behalf, that can sway the judgment. You see that? You see that? Now, if you ain't got nobody to come in and represent you, then you are what the goddamn paper said you are. You see? Y'all see how this going? I hope y'all following me, man. Shout out to everyone in the building. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. What up, Humble to Rumble? Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to everybody that's coming in the chat too. Akuma says, I can't send my super chat. I don't know why I do that sometimes, bro. You might have to refresh your page. Refresh your page. Absolutely, OG. We fighting hell. Absolutely. Absolutely. Perfectly Imperfect says, folks are just loud, wrong, and ignorant as the day is long right now. People have become characters, not processing any, though, not possessing any. Good point. Akuma says, my cousin was the biggest coke dealer. His homie was the biggest heroin dealer in the city. He snitched on my cousin. And he tried to talk to me like I don't know, like I don't know, wanting to sell me some. Oh, wow. See that? See that? That's the game we in, man. Oh, we was on that paper in court. Oh, yeah. You're guilty until proven innocent. You ain't innocent until proven guilty. We've been knew that, OG. From the time they put your ass in them handcuffs, you guilty, nigga. You gotta prove to them you not. So whatever they said you did on that paper, that's what you done until you can prove otherwise. Yeah, that's why you go get a lawyer and all of that shit to prove your innocence. There's no innocence until proven guilty. We know that that's cap. We know that. So yes, you are what it say on that goddamn paper in court until you prove that that ain't you. And you don't do that with other paper. You do that with actual people. People come into the court and speak on your behalf. Right? Or you can have people who are respected, right? Who can write a letter on your behalf. That's why they're called character witnesses. Because those character witnesses is supposed to do what? Speak against what the paper is saying about you. See, the paper is saying you a no good drug dealer who just goes around and pillage your neighborhood, and all of the old women is afraid to walk in the building because you got everybody in there selling drugs. That's what the paper say. That's what the paper say. But you can have people come in there and speak about your character, who you are, your presence. Not your presence, but your presence. See? See, it don't matter if you come back and give the hood turkeys. What that mean? When we know you doing it for a tax write-off. That's paper. You a paper man. You see? That don't mean shit. It's about character. Are you showing up as a man? See? And that's not depending on what it says about you on a paper. But this nation that we're in, this society that we're a part of, has prompted men to be paper men. Just be the man that they say you are on paper. You ain't got to do no more, no less. Whatever the world say you are, that's what you be. That's what you be. And you don't have to be no more. You good. You good. Don't become who you want to become. Just be the guy that look good on paper. Just be the guy that look good on paper. And most of you guys who are coming to the internet with your gripes about relationships are guys who look good on paper. You look great on paper, fellas. But you come on a goddamn date looking like old Henry. That's the problem. The problem is how you're showing up. You're not showing up the way a woman will expect you to show up because you look so good on paper. See, these women they'll go through your resume. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you show up like Steve Urkel. You show up like Steve Urkel. You're driving a goddamn Tesla, but can't keep a conversation. You graduated summa cum laude. Y'all on a goddamn date talking about love and hip hop. Oh, do you watch Love and Hip Hop? Do you have a OnlyFans? Nigga, you got a doctorate degree. You on a date talking about OnlyFans. You a paper man. You just like them broke ass niggas in the hood who play PlayStation all day. You just like them. You got the same mindset and you went to school. You see? You asking her the same questions that the nigga who wear basketball shorts under his pants asks her. Nigga who wears little sister socks. He has the same line of questioning as this so-called master degree business owning man. She go on a date with you, you asking her the same shit. The same thing. And then you wonder why she chose the other guy. Because at least he was being his goddamn self. Y'all dudes be one thing on paper, but then don't even show up like that. You one thing on the paper, but show up a whole nother way. Can somebody say false advertisement? Because on paper, y'all look like great guys. You'll be a great dad. You'll be great you'll be a great husband. Show up a whole bozo. Corn billion. Captain Bozo. You look real good on you got a nice job, you got a nice car, you're in a nice tax bracket, you got a nice bank account, you got your money saved, but you a whole bozo. You don't stand on what you say, you a goddamn liar. You came on a date with no cologne on, you can't dress. You have no conversation to be so educated. Your conversation is limited. But on paper, she thought she ran into Adonis. On paper, she thought she had a king. Oh, I can't wait to meet him. And who comes on a date? Who shows up to the date? Captain Underpants. She was looking for King Solomon. You done came in as Captain Underpants. Look at my suspenders. This is how you show up. And then you get mad because she ain't accepted. Why should she accept a fraud? Why should she? Why should she accept a guy who can tell her he's one way, but then he doesn't show up that way? In no way. Why should she accept this? You wouldn't accept it. Because see, tomorrow we're going to talk about the paper woman. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So make sure y'all come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the paper woman. How many of y'all went after the paper woman? And she ain't show up like shit. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. The paper woman. There's a paper woman too. She looked good on paper. But she can't keep a man to save her life. Why? Oh, because just something's wrong with all of the men she dealt with. No, something wrong with you. Because you just look good on paper. You only a good woman on paper. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. You only a good woman on paper. You only a good woman on paper. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Yeah. We going there tomorrow, perfectly imperfect. You might not like me tomorrow, perfectly imperfect. You might unsubscribe from me. You might unsubscribe from me tomorrow. Because y'all don't like when I start talking to y'all. Y'all women love when I talk to the brothers. But when I get to talk about y'all don't like that shit. So y'all might unsubscribe tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. UFO. Tia Mari. Perfect example. Megan Good. Oh, we going there tomorrow. We going there tomorrow. Megan Good. Megan the Stallion. All of them. All of them. Oh, we going there tomorrow. We going there tomorrow. Oh, yeah. We going there tomorrow. Look, y'all starting up already. Look, the girls ain't loyal. Look, y'all starting up already. Make sure y'all come back tomorrow. Miss Angie says, cannot wait. Y'all in the chat starting up already. Accountability on all fronts. Look, y'all starting up already. We definitely going to talk about that tomorrow, man. 23 Brad. We going to talk about that tomorrow, man. 23 B Rad. My bad. Shout out to 23 B Rad. What time? Same time in Perfectly Imperfect. Same time, as always. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, perfectly imperfect. Play her ego on her. Nah, we gotta talk about that tomorrow, OG. Because you know, over here we talk about both sides of the spectrum. We ain't gonna talk about one and don't talk about the other. Because that's what people like to do over here. That's what they like to do. We don't do that over here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. We don't do that. Because this is not gender politics. It's not a gender debate. Peace, man. Catch you tomorrow, 23B Rad. Oh, yeah, we cooking tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, Zuma. You know we got to end the series with a bang. Y'all know how we do, man. Shout out to everyone for coming through to today's show. Shout out to everyone, man. Shout out to everyone. I was going to shorten the show, but you know how it goes sometimes. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everyone for tuning into today's show. Shout out to everyone. Make sure you hit the like button, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Leave a share. Share it on your community tabs. Share it on your Twitter. Share today's show, man. Right. It's a human debate. Right. It's about being human. Absolutely. Akuma says, I have a crush on Tia. I've been waiting for my moment to shoot my shot. She might as well get a regular dude, Akuma. She might as well just get a regular dude. A lot of these celebrity girls would do much better with regular dudes because they really regular. They really regular. They just think that they're not because they think fame is, I guess, somehow makes them better than other people. But as we can see, they're worse off than us. So shout out to everyone, man. Thank you, Miss L'Oreal. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming through and holding down the Chizat as always. Shout out to all my lovely lady mods. Shout out to Miss Angie B. Shout out to Queena. Shout out to Miss L'Oreal in the building today. Shout out to all my lovely lady mods that come through and hold it down. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Shout out to Ism. What up, Ism? Salute. Humble the Rumble says I had. Okay. But shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. We will be back tomorrow right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everyone who has supported today's show. If you hit the PayPal, if you hit the Venmo, it's very much appreciated. Shout out to everyone who has hit the super chat as well. Salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. Tomorrow we will be back to end this series. We are in a Godless nation. We will be speaking on the Paper Woman tomorrow. The Paper Woman tomorrow to close off the series. If y'all missed any episodes, click the playlist section of this channel and click a Godless Nation playlist. And you can catch any episode that you missed. So shout out to everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone in the building. Once again, salute to all of the visionaries, man. Salute to all the visionaries. Shout out to all the new supporters as well. If you're new here, welcome to Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I appreciate all the love and the support. Don't forget to get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of today's show. Let me know what you think of today's show. And we will be back tomorrow right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross, of course. And remember, y'all, we are our own agency. We are our own agency. Catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.